Coming up on The Cut, an inside look at Justin Bieber's emotional interview talking about Billie Eilish's up-and-coming career.
And what land is being disrupted by the construction of the border wall here in Arizona.
Plus, highlights of this year's NBA dunk contest, information on what fans are saying was the best All-Star game yet, and a detailed look at the All-Star game's new rules and format.
Good evening and welcome to The Cut. I'm Rudy Cavazos.
And I'm Alana Andrade. Thank you for joining us.
China has reported that coronavirus infections are declining, but global health officials say many cases could still be undetected. A study by China's Center for Disease Control stated that the declining number of new cases is a trend due to the declining infection rate. Even though the rate seems to be going down, there are now more than 73,000 confirmed infections globally. In the United States, that number is up 29 cases after 14 Americans were evacuated from a cruise ship in Japan. As of Tuesday morning, 1,874 people have died of the disease, and out of that number, only 5 were outside of China. With China as the epicenter of the virus, over 150 million citizens are under a quarantine lockdown with strict policies in place. In certain areas of the country, residents are only allowed to leave their homes once every 3 days and may not be gone for more than 2 hours. Policies can be expected to strengthen if cases rise. The head of the World Health Organization stated, "Every scenario is still on the table," referring to whether or not the decline of infections will continue. So what do you think about this? 14 Americans were recently brought back from that cruise ship, but I mean, how would you have felt if you were told, hey, you can't leave this cruise ship, you're being quarantined because of the virus?
I mean, you already spend so much money on going on cruise ships, and that's kind of a place where people can have their vacation and like their family time usually. So I would be pretty upset if I had to just come back to reality, to my job, to my family, and then all of a sudden be quarantined for like, hey, you may have corona. That's not something I can just take time for and just so casual. That's what it seemed like. They treated it very casual, and this isn't a very casual circumstance, especially you're affecting the lives of 14 people.
It's definitely scary for sure.
The pop star heartthrob who gave us all hits like Baby, One Less Lonely Girl, and Boyfriend is now looking out for the world's newest pop star, Billie Eilish. In a recent interview with Apple Music, Bieber not only goes into depth about his health issues, which includes his recent diagnosis with Lyme disease, but also his struggles with growing up having the title as the world's biggest pop star. With his struggles, he began to tear up when talking about Eilish, saying, quote, "I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anyone," end quote. Eilish later posted a snippet of the interview with a series of pictures of herself in her OG Bieber fan gear. Hearing the words of encouragement from someone you've looked up to your whole life has got to put Eilish on cloud 9.
While the ladies were spreading all the love on Galentine's Day, talk show host Wendy Williams may have stepped out of bounds. Cut reporter Amanda Day tells us more.
As everyone knows, Galentine's Day is a day that allows girls to celebrate and honor each other. Although the holiday didn't seem to go very well on the Wendy Williams show. During the show, Williams said to her male fans, quote, "I don't care if you're gay. You don't get a mens every 28 days. You can do a lot that we do, but I get offended by the idea that we go through something you will never go through." She also made a comment that men need to stop wearing skirts and heels and that they will never be the woman that women are today. Williams received plenty of backlash on social media with tweets telling her to stop being jealous and that she is a bully. After all the backlash, Williams, however, did apologize with a video on Twitter.
Hi. I'll start by saying I apologize. I did not mean to offend my LGBTQ plus community.
She says she didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings and that she didn't realize she was in the wrong until she watched the rerun of the show. She also went on to say she never wants her show to be a place for hate. For The Cut, I'm Amanda Day.
Trump's border wall is causing damage to local communities. Native American burial sites have been blown up due to President Trump's construction border construction of the border wall, according to local tribe leaders. Trump aims to complete 500 miles of the wall by this year's election. The project has been especially offensive towards the people of the Tohono O'odham Nation. In order to build the wall through these sacred lands, Trump waived the Native American Graves Protection Act, an act meant to protect the grave sites from situations like this.
The wall has also caused issues for local wildlife communities. Various environmental groups have been warned of the damage being done on migrating wildlife.
Wednesday will be the 9th Democratic debate and is scheduled for 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Las Vegas. 6 Democratic candidates have qualified, including Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, and new to the stage is formerly New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. So, Molly, what do you think is going to be one of the things that it's going to stand out or something special in this debate?
I think one of the things that's going to be the most important and most different from all the other debates so far is that Bloomberg's a new addition to the stage. He just received a 19% approval rating from the national poll, and I think he's going to bring something different. I don't know what that's going to be, but I also think there's going to be some major topics to discussed that many Americans are going to want to hear.
Exactly. I feel like comments and discussions of immigration, just kind of things that are related to Arizona, since they are we're going to be starting kind of close down on here a month away from the Arizona primary. Things like immigration, gun reform, and then healthcare seems to always be a huge topic whenever we are kind of debating whether it be Republican or Democratic debates.
I totally agree on the healthcare part of it, especially in Arizona. We have a large group of different kind of people in here. We have the Navajo Nation and anything in between. So I really think in Arizona, healthcare may be a hot topic for this debate.
Yeah, I agree. We have about 17.5% of our U.S. census in Arizona is the age of over 65. So I think healthcare is going to be something a lot of Arizonans are going to be looking for.
Oh, yeah.
President Donald Trump will be in Phoenix on Wednesday for his first 2020 rally in Arizona. Molly, what can you tell us about that?
President Trump is making his way to Phoenix for his first Keep America Great rally in Arizona on Wednesday. According to AZ Family 3 TV, he will be, quote, rallying supporters to keep his job and keep control of the Republican-led Senate. The rally will be at 7 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. In a written statement, President Trump's chief operating officer, Michael Glassner, said, quote, President Trump has transformed the economy of Arizona, creating more than 238,600 jobs in the state since he was elected. President Trump has delivered on his promises, and he looks forward to celebrating those successes with the great men and women of Arizona, end quote. Arizona has historically voted Republican in the presidential elections, with the last Democratic win being Bill Clinton in 1996. President Trump won Arizona in 2016 with a narrow 3.5% lead against presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, making Arizona a crucial state in this year's presidential election. Wednesday's visit will be very important, with the Arizona presidential primary only a month away. For The Cut, I'm Molly Hudson.
Race car driver Denny Hamlin has received major backlash after winning the Daytona 500.
During the final lap of the race, fellow NASCAR driver Ryan Newman got seriously injured in a scary crash on the tracks.
Hamlin was apparently unaware of Newman's critical condition and made no efforts to hide his big celebration at the end of the race.
Hamlin later apologized via Twitter, claiming that after the race he had taken off his radio to celebrate his victory, not realizing how bad the crash had been.
You know, after seeing those pictures, it's honestly kind of a miracle to hear that he is going to survive.
I know, and I know that in the heat of the moment he was probably super excited that he won and like celebrating his victory like it said, but I'm sure after the fact, especially on Twitter, he probably felt so bad. Imagine like somebody's life, critical condition over here, and you're celebrating your win. But he didn't know.
It happened.
Yeah, he had no idea.
Innocent mistake.
Innocent mistake, turned off the radio, didn't know, he couldn't hear it, so. NBA All-Star Weekend's new format brought success. For more, we turn to Amna Saban.
One of the best All-Star Weekends we've seen in a long time, and the new and improved format did not disappoint. On Saturday, Aaron Gordon and Derek Jones Jr. put on a show in the dunk contest, one of the best we've seen in history since Gordon last competed in the contest 4 years ago. Both the competitions ended in some controversy and left Gordon trophyless. The new format to the game on Sunday proved skeptics, including myself, wrong. The league made the change to reset the score after the first 3 quarters, with each of the winners winning $100,000 for a charity of choice. The final quarter decided the ultimate winner in a pickup-style game to 24. What seemed like a gimmick gave life to a game that was ceremonial at best. The kids benefiting from the money were front and center, showing the players exactly what they were battling for. The pickup style brought competition. Players complained about fouls, took charges. The game was so physical, it ended on a free throw. All of that came less than a month after the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and 8 other victims. The league did a touching job of honoring him and former Commissioner David Stern all weekend with tributes, including naming the Game MVP award after Bryant. Though perhaps nothing celebrated his legacy more than the best players in the world competing at the highest level, truly embodying the Mamba mentality. For The Cut, I'm Amna Sapan.
77-year-old actor Harrison Ford announced on the Ellen DeGeneres Show that the new Indiana Jones movie is in the works. Cut reporter Madeline Williamson has more.
It looks like the 5th Indiana Jones movie will be hitting the big screen soon. Star Harrison Ford will be returning once again to play Disney's adventurous archaeologist Indiana Jones. Ford has revealed in an interview with CBS that filming for the movie will begin as soon as April. Although the title of the movie has yet to be revealed and a release date has yet to be announced, Ford does reveal that part of Indiana's history will finally be resolved. Fans are speculating that this may just be Ford's last appearance as Indiana Jones. For The Cut, I'm Madeline Williamson.
That's it for this episode of The Cut. Thank you for joining us.
And for more behind-the-scenes look at our content, be sure to follow us on social media at @thecut_network.